How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video and another beautiful morning on the farm. So I have got some really good news. I spoke to the owners of this field and they were willing to sell it, and we are now the proud owners of this field, which is very exciting. And I'll be honest, I didn't really think they were going to sell, but it turns out that their actual farming operation is quite a ways away from here. So this field is a little bit of a hassle to them, and that's why they're willing to let it go. Now, I wasn't really planning on buying it now, but because they harvested a lot quicker than I expected them to, I had to sort of pull the trigger on it, because if they seeded this field, we would have had to pay a lot more for it. Now, we agreed on £40,000, but obviously I didn't have the money available, so we did basically agree on a payment plan. Now, I gave them £25,000 up front, and there's still £15,000 outstanding, but I will be paying them a little bit of interest on that money until I get it paid off. So it is in my best interest to get it paid off as quickly as possible. The other good thing about this field is it has its own entrance, which does mean that we don't have to drive all the way around if we want to head this direction. We could just come through here. Now, I don't think I'm going to build a road from down there up here, just because, well, I'll have to make the field smaller to do that. So, I don't think I'm going to do that. We'll get through here just fine with the quad bike. If we do want to head that direction with any of the bigger equipment, well, then we'll just have to drive around. But yeah, I am very, very happy with this purchase, and I'm very excited to get working on this field. The thing is, we need a cultivator, and we don't have one, but I think I have a solution, and we'll go take a look at that in a minute. But something else that is quite interesting is they asked me if I'm interested in another little field, which I didn't even know existed. Behind these sort of bushes and trees here is another little grass field, and they were willing to let this go as well. Again, got its own gate, although if I were to purchase this, I'll probably try and make a little access road through there. But yeah, a very nice little field here as well, which I am very interested in, but I didn't want to go overboard with the amount of outstanding money to be paid. So I said to them, as soon as I have the money available, I will definitely look into it, and I think I might go for it. They only want £15,000 for this little field, so not bad at all, I don't think, anyway. But yeah, we'll have to wait a little bit on that one, because we, have some money outstanding on this one now. But I think it is a good deal, a good price for this field. It's going to be quite a bit for our small equipment to work this field, so it's going to be interesting. But yeah, we'll see how that all pans out. But yeah, we need to look at a cultivator, and our very kind neighbor across the road that's been sort of emptying his shed of old equipment said that he might have something available for us. So I'm going to head over there and take a quick look. Alright, so I have got the tractor out, and he said he got it out. Ah, there we go. Alright. That actually looks pretty good. Nice. That actually looks really good. Wow, okay, it's bigger than I expected as well. I think we'll be fine with the four-wheel drive tractor. Okay. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, I think we are gonna go with that, so I am gonna go pay the man. He wants £1,000 for it, which I think is fine. And, yeah, we're gonna take this home, and we'll probably put it into use very, very soon. Alright, well, £1,000 later, and we have got ourselves a very nice cultivator, which is gonna be quite important for this new field. And also, over here, you can see another new addition to the farm, which is a fuel tank. And I got very lucky with that, I think. I only paid a few £100 for it. And it's a gravity-fed tank. I've been assured that there's no leaks. And it doesn't actually look like there's any leaks or bad repairs or anything like that. So it's a gravity-fed system. It's a little bit more, well, obvious than what I would have liked. I would have liked something slightly lower profile. But yeah, being gravity-fed, it's sort of necessary to be high up. But yeah, I think it actually fits in pretty well with the old shed and so forth. The only problem is, it's empty. I haven't actually bought any fuel yet, so we're going to have to do that, because some of our equipment is starting to run a little bit low. But yeah, I think a nice addition. And speaking of nice additions, we have got a very nice cultivator. Now, we need to get work on that field, but before we can do that, we have got a job that needs doing real quick, which is just around the corner. And it's a fertilizing job. And I asked them if I can use my own equipment. And they basically went, yep, as long as the job gets done, they don't really care. So we need to get the spreader onto this John Deere. I would have liked to put it onto this John Deere, but I have a slight problem. The lifter arm is still too heavy, even for this tractor with its weights, and we can't put any additional weights on it because yeah, the attachment that we have on that John Deere, the 710, doesn't fit on this one, even if we take these weights off. So we can't put the big concrete weight on the front, which means we're gonna have to do the spreading with this tractor. Otherwise I'm gonna have to sort of switch between equipment on this tractor all the time. And so yeah, that's why the 710 is parked over here with the weight in the front. I did disconnect everything to not have sort of unnecessary strain on there all the time. But yeah, I'm thinking that we're probably just going to use this tractor at the moment for lifting stuff. And that is going to do sort of the work itself. So yeah, I'm going to get this all connected up. And I'm going to fill this. The spreader is almost full, but I don't want to run out. It is a small spreader, so I'm going to try and grab that bag back there. Hopefully I can do that without, well, getting that out of the way. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit of faffing around, but I'm going to get this full, and then we're going to head down to that field. We'll take a quick look and see exactly what we're working with. But yeah, that's exciting. Our very first contract job with our own equipment. Very cool indeed. But yeah, it's not a long drive, so I'm going to get all this sort of figured out. Get that disconnected, get that connected, get it filled up, and we'll drive around and we'll take a look and get this job done. Alright, I have got our spreader on here and it is basically full, but we ran out. This is all the fertilizer we have got. So hopefully it's enough to do this field, otherwise we're going to have to make a trip down to the shop, which I don't want to do because it's a bit of a drive from here, but I think it'll be okay. So, this is the field in question. And that is closed. Alright, is it this one? Actually, I think... no. I think it's the next one. I think it's this one. Yep, okay. I think this is the right one. I think we've done work here before. Yeah, I think we did. Because we had the equipment stored on this field to do the work on this field. Was this a potato field? Or a sugar beet? I'm pretty sure we did a job here at some point. There was a root crop. Maybe sugar beet. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure we've done work here before. But yeah, I think we are on the right field now, which is good. So we are going to get the drone out. We're going to get this knocked out real quick. Definitely won't take too long. And yeah, then we'll head back to the farm and start work on that new field. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy. is job done. Didn't take too long at all. Basically got everything done in 3 passes, which is not too bad considering our equipment is not exactly massive. Yeah, this whole spreader does work really well. And we have got about half of the spreader, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, maybe a bit more than half of the spreader left in terms of fertilizer, which means we should have enough to do our new field without having to buy any more fertilizer. So that'll be good because fertilizer is really expensive. So yeah, I don't want to be buying unnecessarily. Now, some of you have also pointed out that maybe it's not a good idea to put the fertilizer right next to the diesel tank, because that, yeah, that could be bad. But for the moment, I don't really have much of a choice. So we're just gonna have to do that, but I'll just be careful. The reason I say that I don't really have a choice is, well, I guess I could put the fertilizer sort of in the middle, but it's gonna be a little bit awkward, isn't it? I don't know, because I can't put it on this side of the shed, because then everything's just gonna get wet. So yeah, I don't know, we'll have to figure something out, but yeah, I do agree that it's probably not a good idea to have the diesel next to, well, all of our sort of chemicals and stuff there. But anyway, it is what it is. We'll have to figure out a solution for that at a later date. Maybe we'll just have to move the bags to sort of the middle of the shed and work around it. Not ideal, but it will do just fine. Okay, now let's go test out our new cultivator. I'm excited to see how this runs on the tractor. I don't think the 710 would cope with this. I think it's a little bit big for that, but for this one, I think it's perfectly fine. The fields are still looking really good, no weeds or anything like that, so I'm very happy. The one across the road, sort of similar. No issues there, everything is looking really well. And hopefully, soon, we'll have another field here looking really good as well. I have no idea what we will be seeding here. I'll have to wait and see. I'll have to figure that one out. But yeah, that is doing extremely well. Honestly, barely notice it. Right. So we do have obviously the sort of stubble left from the sunflower that was in here, but not a big deal. I think the cultivator will take pretty good care of that, and then we should have a field ready to seed. I don't think we need any fertilizer or lime or anything like that on here. Maybe one application of fertilizer. I don't know. I'll have to see. Anyway, we are going to get the drone back out, and we are going to get this field done. And then we'll see where we're standing in terms of time. Maybe we can get a bit more done in today's video. But yeah, we're going to get that drone out. We're going to jump back into a time lapse and get this done. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, well, that is job done. And that was extremely enjoyable. I don't know, there's just something about doing things the old school way that's just extremely fun. Absolutely loved it. No closed cab, no air conditioning, no GPS, none of that stuff. Just an old school John Deere. A really nice little field. And to be fair, I say little field, but it's actually a decent size. You only really start noticing how big it is when you work it. It's definitely bigger than our two fields here. I'm not sure about the field across the road though, the canola field. I think it might be close, because that's quite a big field as well. But I think this might actually be our biggest field at the moment. Let's say it's close with the canola field. I'm not sure which one's bigger though. But yeah, everything went really well. I was a little bit concerned there was going to be a tricky field to work, but yeah, it was actually fine. Because there's a fence line over there and sort of the hedging over there and then the creek over here, I was a little bit concerned, but like I say, it was perfectly fine. No worries at all. We'll see how it goes when we start seeding. Hopefully we have a similar experience. And speaking of which, I'm going to have to make a decision of what we're actually going to put in the ground here. So I don't really know. I'm kind of liking the idea of variety, because currently on the field across the road, we have got canola. Then the middle field over there, we have got soybean. This closest field here, we have got oat. So I'm kind of thinking maybe something like wheat or barley over here. Just to have the variety, because it's a little bit safer. Sometimes it's good to double up on crop, because you could get lucky with the price, and then you have two fields of the same crop, and you know, you're making more money. But if it goes the other way, well, that's not good, because then you're making a lot less money. So I'm thinking at this stage, because we've got a small operation, I want to play it safe and maybe go for the variety option. Like I say, wheat or barley, not a bad idea. I would have liked to maybe do something like corn or sunflower, but unfortunately our seeder can't seed any of those. And also, we don't have a header for corn or sunflower, and I don't want to be buying any more equipment if I don't absolutely need to right now, because I want to pay off this field first. But yeah, I think, like I say, maybe barley. I think barley might be a good idea over here, but I'll have to think about it and make a decision fairly soon. So, we are gonna get the cultivator disconnected, and I just realized that it's only 10:30 in the morning, which means we had a very, very productive morning, which is good, because it does mean that we have got plenty of daylight left to get a few more jobs done. And speaking of which, I do have a big cultivating job lined up, which is good, because we can do with a bit more money in the bank account. We haven't got paid for the fertilizing job yet, but I don't think it's going to be much. I think we'll maybe cover the cost of the cultivator that we bought earlier, but that's fine. It's money nonetheless. But yeah, I really do want to get money into the bank account, and as much fun as it is to work on our own fields, it's not putting money into our bank account right now. Eventually it will, of course, but at the moment it doesn't, and I really want to get that field paid off and maybe try and buy the one next to it as well, because that one is on offer. But yeah, like I say, we do have that cultivating job lined up, so we'll have to go do that. And I do want to seed the field that we just cultivated, the new field. I do want to seed that as well as soon as possible. So I'll have to get the spreader here emptied and get that fertilizer into the seeder so that we can fertilize as we're seeding, because that is all the fertilizer we've currently got. And I also have to get some fuel into the tank. I'll have to order some fuel. Not going to fill it, because that's going to be very expensive, but we'll get some in there. But yeah, unfortunately all of that is going to have to wait for the next video, because yeah, we are going to have to leave it there for today. But a very successful day. I'm very happy with how everything is currently going and looking, and yeah, all of our equipment is really growing. We have got quite a bit of equipment now, most of what we need, except maybe a weed and a sprayer. But anyway, we'll get there eventually. When we need it, we'll get it. But yeah, we are gonna leave it there for today. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.